If you want to sell in the US market, access Stripe, PayPal, and US banking, but you don't live there, you absolutely need a US LLC. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to register one in under 10 minutes. First, why do you need this? A US LLC separates your personal assets from your business, protecting you legally. But more importantly for us global entrepreneurs, it's the key to unlocking US payment gateways like Stripe and PayPal, which are often restricted in other countries. Plus, it gives your brand instant global credibility. I recommend Northwest Registered Agent. I've used them myself. Why? Because they are fast, they don't sell your data, and most importantly, they let you use their address for everything. This keeps your personal home address completely private. Okay, click the link in the description to get to this page. First step, pick your state. For non-residents, you usually want Wyoming, New Mexico, or Delaware. Delaware is great if you want investors later. Wyoming is fantastic for privacy and asset protection. New Mexico is the cheapest with no annual reports. For this demo, let's go with Wyoming. These choices offer distinct advantages for non-resident entrepreneurs, balancing cost, privacy, and future growth potential. Here's a crucial pro tip for entrepreneurs forming an LLC. When filling out the address section for your business, do not use your home address. Public records stay online forever, making your private information easily accessible. Instead, leverage Northwest's registered agent address to effectively shield your location from competitors and potential scammers. All right, let's fill out the important information together for your new LLC. This guide will walk you through each step clearly. First up, what do you want your business name to be? Go ahead and type in the exact name you want for your LLC. It has to be unique within Wyoming or whichever state you chose, so you can't use a name that someone else already registered. For example, something like Bright Path LLC. Don't worry about adding LLC at the end. Northwest automatically adds that for you if it's required. Pro tip, before you submit, I recommend checking name availability on the state's website just to make sure nobody else took it. Next question, send a copy of lawsuits and legal notices to your attorney. This one's optional. If you don't have an attorney on retainer, which most of us don't, just select No. If you do have a lawyer and you want them to receive copies of official notices, choose Yes and fill in their contact info. Completing these steps accurately ensures your LLC is properly registered and protected. You're well on your way to establishing your business. Now, here's an important toggle. Use generic business purpose. I highly recommend you turn this on. What this does is it sets your business purpose to a simple, general description like, to engage in any lawful business activity within the state. Why do I like this? Because it gives you flexibility. You can start selling t-shirts today and switch to consulting or dropshipping tomorrow without having to refile anything. If you turn it off, you'll have to manually write your own business purpose in the next field, something like online retail of home accessories and related e-commerce activities. You can do that if you want to be specific, but just know it doesn't actually limit what you can do legally. It just becomes part of the public record. All right, next, physical address you want on record with the state. The state requires a physical address that will be publicly available. You have three options here. Use Northwest Registered Agent address, use your own mailing address, specify a different address you control. If you're like me and you don't want your personal home address in Vietnam or wherever you reside globally showing up on a public government database, then wisely choose our registered agent address. This way, Northwest lists their secure office address instead of yours, ensuring your privacy stays completely protected from public view. The same principle applies to the mailing address you want on record with the state, which is where official government mail will be sent. Again, I strongly recommend utilizing Northwest's address, especially if you are a non-US resident, for seamless and secure mail handling. You can conveniently access all your important mail through their intuitive online portal, ensuring you never miss critical documents. Now we're on the company management screen. This is where you tell the state how your LLC is managed and who the owners are. Let me walk you through each option. First, management type. This determines who has the legal authority to make decisions and sign contracts on behalf of your company. Click the drop-down and you'll see two choices. Member managed. This means that you, the owner, or member in LLC language, run the business directly. This is what I recommend for most solo entrepreneurs or small teams. Manager managed. This is when you appoint someone else to handle day-to-day operations, even if they're not an owner. You choose this if you have investors or silent partners. For most of you watching, if it's just you or a small team running the show, stick with member managed. Next up, list members with state. This is a big one for privacy. You have two options here. List with the state. This means your name and address will appear on the state's public database. Anyone can look you up. Choose this only if you need transparency for US banking, funding, or trust purposes. Omit from the state. This keeps your name private. Northwest will file the LLC listing only themselves as the organizer, so your personal information stays hidden. I highly recommend this option if you're a non-US resident or if you just value your privacy. Finally, member information. This is where you enter the details of each LLC member, meaning each owner. Type in your legal first name and last name, exactly as it appears on your ID or passport. If you're the only owner, you'll just fill out one member. Now, for the address field, you have three options again. Our registered agent address. I recommend this one. Northwest uses their business address, so your personal home address won't appear on state records. This protects your privacy. Your mailing address. Only use this if you want your personal or business address shown publicly. Specify address. You can enter a different address here, like a virtual business address if you have one. For most non-US residents, I'd say go with our registered agent address to keep things private. Alright, now it's time to fill in your personal information as the LLC owner. Make sure you use your real, legal information here, exactly as it appears on your passport or government ID. This needs to match your official documents, so don't use nicknames or abbreviations. Just your actual first name and last name. Next, you need to create your account. This is the login you'll use to access your Northwest dashboard later. Once your LLC is approved, this is where you'll manage everything. Do your documents, update your registered agent information, and handle any future filings. So go ahead and enter your email address and create a secure password. Make sure it's an email you check regularly because this is where Northwest will send all your important updates. Alright, we're at the business identity step. This section is optional, so don't feel pressured to add it. Northwest offers to build your online presence, a custom domain, professional email, and a business phone number. Should you enable it? Yes, if you don't already have these services set up. It's convenient, keeping everything in one dashboard and protects your personal contact information. But if you use other services like Google Workspace, GoDaddy, Shopify, or Wix, you can skip this entirely. There's no need to pay for something you won't use. For me, I usually handle these separately, so I just click skip and move on. Okay, now we're at the optional items step. This is where Northwest offers you some add-on services. These are completely optional and can really increase your total cost. So let me break down exactly which ones you actually need and which ones you can skip. First up, Tax ID, also called an EIN. This is your employer identification number. Basically, it's like a social security number for your business. You absolutely need this if you want to open a US bank account, connect to Stripe or PayPal, or file taxes. Here's the problem. The IRS website doesn't let non-US residents apply online. So Northwest offers to get your EIN for you, which is super convenient. Your alternative? You can do it yourself for free by sending Form SS, 4 to the IRS, 5 fax, or mail, but that takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So if you want speed and convenience, I'd say enable this option. If you're comfortable waiting and doing it yourself, skip it and save some money. Next, S Corporation election with the IRS. This costs an extra $100. And here's the thing, it's only for businesses that want to be taxed as an S Corp. This is usually used by US citizens or residents to reduce self-employment tax. For non-US residents like most of you watching, your LLC will automatically be treated as a disregarded entity or partnership by default. You don't need this. So my advice, do not select this option unless a tax professional specifically told you to. Third, premium mail service. This is where Northwest scans and forwards all your incoming business mail, not just legal documents. If you're a non-US resident and you want all your US correspondence digitized and sent to you online, this is actually pretty handy. It costs around $20 per month after setup. But here's the good news. You can skip it now and add it later from your dashboard if you decide you need it. So I'd say skip it initially unless you're expecting a lot of physical mail right away. Last one, trademark filing. Northwest can help you register your brand name or logo with the US Patent and Trademark Office. The fee usually starts around $249 plus government fees. My recommendation? Skip this for now unless your brand is already established. You can always file a trademark later when your business grows and you have the budget for it. Alright, so to recap, I'd only add the EIN service if you want it done quickly. Skip the S-Corp election, skip premium mail for now, and skip the trademark. You can always add those later if you need them. Alright, we're almost done. This is the final step, payment information. This is where you'll complete the payment for your LLC filing quickly and securely. Go ahead and enter your credit or debit card details into the designated fields. Make sure all the billing information, including your address and zip code, is accurate to prevent any delays in processing your order. Once you hit Submit Payment, Northwest will immediately start working on your LLC filing, often the very same business day. And just like that, with your payment confirmed, you're officially on your way to becoming a proud US business owner. Pretty exciting, right?
And now, the exciting part, getting your results. After about 2 to 3 days of waiting, sometimes faster depending on your state, you can log back into your Northwest account to check on your LLC. This secure login process ensures your business information is protected. Once you're logged in, navigate directly to the Documents section. This is where all the magic happens, centralizing your essential business files. You'll see a comprehensive list of documents for your company. As you can see on my screen, there's the EIN letter from the IRS, the initial resolution, the operating agreement, and the formation document, all right here in one convenient place. Click on any of these to preview them instantly, or hit Download to save them as PDF files to your device for safekeeping. The most important one is the Notice of Filing Approval from the Secretary of State. This is your official certificate confirming that your LLC has been approved and legally registered. And just like that, you are now the official owner of a U.S. company. Congratulations on this significant achievement. Keep these documents safe. You'll need them when you open your U.S. bank account, apply for Stripe, or set up PayPal Business.